Welcome, YouTube. This has been another moment of us wasting your time with a dumb story.
We are back with episode 24.
The YouTube Nation mutilation. How y'all doing out there?
Bringing it to you once
I
again.
don't think you guys want to see this bag. I'm going to get that off the table.
This little satchel.
Yeah, a little satchel. I think it's actually... Oh, that's nice. It's the Beard Legacy. Some kind of...
The beard, the legend.
Yeah, some kind of beard product that I probably bought that needed a satchel to hold things. That's been repurposed now for other things for a satchel to go in. Or wait.
That's right.
Wait, did I say that right? For other... whatever. Moving on. So...
That's right. I don't know if y'all been having some hot weather like we have, but we've been living by the sun lately.
I'm pretty sure the sun has just been inches away from my face for the last week.
There's something going on. There was like a big magnifying glass over Michigan.
It's like, I don't know if you've ever like heated up something that's moist in the microwave and then all that steam comes out.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically what we've been living in right now. It's just like a bunch of heat and a lot of moisture, and it's just steam rising up all over the place.
Yeah, it's like you got your own individual like condensation cloud over you.
Yeah.
Like no matter what. And if the less you move, it's even worse. You can just try to sit still and try to be a mannequin. It ain't going to happen. You're still going to get sweaty and sticky.
If you're still hot and sticky.
That's it's work.
And the worst thing I hate too is the mosquitoes are just ridiculous. When it's humid,
they're like assassins, dude.
When it's humid and hot like this, they come in like little missiles.
And I don't know what it is like in everybody else's part of the woods, but Michigan mosquitoes, these boys got they got goals. They don't give a damn about no DEET and all that other shit. They get through it, man. You got to have some strong stuff. It's better off to just wear like a jacket, even if it's hot out, because they're gonna get your stuff.
You might as well wear long sleeves and pants and like some thermal underwear underneath that. So because
the repellent don't work all the time.
They will penetrate your jeans. I mean, they come in so hot at like a hypersonic speed, and with that little poker, and they're like, pink.
Yeah. And first of all, some of them are the size of like small bees. They're not like them one big giant things that look like mosquitoes.
Yeah, little mosquito
they're like
eaters.
Literally mosquitoes that are big as hell.
And I think our mosquitoes are just tough because, like, they will be around all the way into November.
They don't play.
They don't give a fuck.
They wait for trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, oh, yeah. They'll be waiting. They'll be waiting inside your candy. Like, you pull out that Snickers bar to give to a kid, and, like, 5 mosquitoes pop up. Like, they're like little drones.
He's like, I love nerds. And they're like, and mosquitoes. Yeah! And he's just waiting for you.
Oh, man. Speaking of Halloween, and that's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I had an idea the other day. So with what's going on with the la-la, I'm going to start calling it the la-la.
The you know what?
No. We're not even going to go with the la-la that's going on. Okay, I'm going to call it the la-la. And if you don't know what the la-la is, then you're not paying attention. So I thought about this. If you're not afraid of the la-la, why don't we just take this as an opportunity to bring Halloween now? Let's all just start wearing Halloween masks. What do you think? Would that constitute proper face covering?
I'm not sure, because most masks have like mouth holes and stuff like that. I don't know if they have the like.
What if I got a mask that didn't have a mouth hole? Like
we'd all have to be doctors.
Like the plague doctor mask. Have you ever seen those? Where it's like
with the big, but the mouth is still open on that.
No, it goes over your mouth. It's like a big old bird beak, and it goes over your mouth.
All right.
And then,
it's like some eyes wide shut shit.
Or you could get some of those. What are those? What's that stretchy stuff that you put over your head? Those masks like that. They're
latex.
Not latex. It's like a fabric, because you can see through them too.
All right.
Nylon, like a nylon. What you could get some of those as horror masks, and you could just go around with these scary masks on in your grocery store. You're grocery shopping, and you're protected. Right?
Sometimes, and you'd have to go like grocery shop with like your inner spirit, like animal. Like it'd be funny to see Frankenstein going to get some groceries.
That would be great.
Grabbing eggs. Like,
let's just have fun with it, people. Let's bring Halloween into the forefront, and then
there shouldn't be nothing wrong with it if people wanted to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And
just put metal detectors at the door. That's all.
There you go.
Just in case.
Just in case, because you never know right now with the Khalifa, and who knows what else is going on. And then you can yell
all these angry initials out there. You just never know. That's why. But the mask will be kind of fun.
Have you noticed that initials have become angry?
There's been angry alphabet for a while.
There's angry consonants.
Remember
out
when
there.
alphabet used to just be a cereal and something you learned at school?
Yes.
Now it's like you got to beware of the alphabet.
Now they're angry. They're consonants and they're angry, and you better beware. And you could also, while you're wearing your Halloween mask that covers your mouth, you could yell at the elderly, "The microorganisms are coming for you."
Yeah, and don't be nothing for Halloween that'll get you canceled. They'll cancel Halloween because everybody's ready to cancel shit right now.
Things that you could wear, probably Wolfman mask. You could probably get away with that. Maybe Frankenstein, like he had mentioned.
Yeah, like the classics. You got a mummy. Go in the store. You could have your mask on over the mummy.
Jason mask would probably be appropriate. Michael Myers even. I would even think a Donald Trump mask would be okay.
You know what would be fun and everybody should wear is the Bubble Boy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That'd be a good one, and it would have distancing involved.
So I was online last night, and I looked for a hazmat suit just for shits and giggles, and they are not cheap.
I wouldn't think right now. They're probably expensive.
It's like $2,000 for a full-blown hazmat suit.
Yikes.
And then I thought, well, what if I got like a beekeeper's hat? Now, that's not very expensive. So can I get away with wearing a beekeeper's hat? I'm covered. I'm protected.
Yeah, but still wouldn't block a sneeze.
That's okay.
It would block you from getting stung in the face.
But
not a sneeze.
So maybe you could wear a beekeeper's hat. That might be like a Halloween decoration or costume you could wear. Halloween decoration. What am I thinking?
I would like. Do you remember the Karate Kid movie, the very original with Ralph Macchio, like the original Karate Kid?
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
I would really like to bring back his Halloween costume. He made that big shower, and it was like a shower, like an old school shower ring around him.
That's right.
And that would be a social distancing, fun costume.
That's right. I forgot about that. And even the Bubble Boy costume, like you said, that would be good for social distancing.
You could actually have a party at a club with the Bubble Boy costumes.
Yeah.
Everybody wore them. It'd be the theme, and no matter what, you couldn't get closer than the bubble, and it would work.
We're just talking about hyperbole here, if you want to use that word. And I don't know if I'm using it correctly, but hyperbole, hyperbolic,
We're just using it hyperbarically.
So anyway, Halloween, yay or nay? I say yay. Let's
It'd be
bring
fun,
it
man.
up.
We should just finish. It's like you said. It should be Halloween for the rest of the year.
The rest of the year, Halloween.
And then just till Christmas.
Here we go. Check it out. Represent Halloween. Don't mind the part where it says that business down there at the bottom. But Halloween, y'all.
Yeah.
That's why I wore this shirt, because I had that idea.
I was rocking this because baseball's about to start, man. They're going to try to let everybody ease in.
I know you're excited about baseball.
Well, there's some been on the Korean baseball, but it's been weird because it was fun to watch something. It's just getting you used to watching them stuff without the fans, you know?
Okay, so Korean baseball. Now, is it the same as MLB?
Yeah, it was pretty same. Just, the announcers weren't, you had our announcers overdubbing, the call over here for us and everything.
Right.
But yeah, the game was pretty similar. It looked pretty similar.
Now, are they as athletically driven like our baseball players? Like, do they hit as far? Do they throw as fast?
Yeah.
Do they run as hard? Is it kind of same?
Yeah, baseball is real big over there.
Is it really?
In Korea, Japan, and China.
Okay.
They got really good players. Some of them even crossed over here.
No kidding.
That are real good players. There's a really famous guy here. I forget. I'm horrible with names, but man, he's real funny. He's a fan favorite here because he's just now learning English. And we didn't get to play this year, but baseball supposedly they're going to try to bring it back in a couple weeks. They're going to just try easing it in a 60-game season, and they worked out a deal. And if that works well, then the other sports are going to follow.
Interesting.
And yeah, China and Korea, it's interesting, man, because it's a lot of people think it's just like football and soccer, or our soccer, their football. You know what I mean? But yeah, baseball is really big. They got a lot of real nice international players, not only from like South America, but over there too.
So I knew it was big in Japan because wasn't there that movie with Tom Selleck where he went to play baseball in Japan? Was it Tom Selleck, the guy who was in Magnum PI?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
That's the only reason how I knew that baseball was big in Japan, because I don't really follow sports. Doesn't mean I don't like sports. I do like sports. I just don't have the attention span to follow it like you do here. It doesn't interest me as much, but I do like it, and it's interesting. Like soccer, I find we were talking about this the other day. I think soccer players have to have so much cardio because that field is how much bigger is a soccer field than a football field? What,
dude, a soccer field's like a small neighborhood to me. I mean, when you see it on TV, it's so huge.
Yeah, it looks like 4 football fields put together. Is it that big?
You have to have like batteries put in your hips or something because
it's crazy.
It's a giant field.
Them guys.
Shout out to y'all.
Have to run and run and run. I get tired. I get winded just watching these guys play.
Speaking of sports over there, man, I was watching this thing on the Netflix.
Ooh.
And it was called Home Game.
Home Game?
So, yeah, man, it was about all these weird sports all over the world. They were like that a lot of people don't know about. And
what?
There was some in Scotland. I'm sure you heard of this one. This one was more the basic one, where they got to do that, like flip that wooden pole.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, that was one of them.
Oh,
and then
I think I know the name of it, but I can't think of it right now. I know what you're talking about.
So then there was this other one, man, and these guys were doing this. They kept a tradition over
the caber toss. Isn't that right?
I think you might be right.
The caber toss. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, there's these other guys. I forget where they're all from, but they're all like Middle Eastern, Westerners, Europeans. Like they're from all nationalities, but they're over there. And it's this old sport that's been around since like hundreds of years. It's a hundreds of year sport. I forget the name of it. And it was just this old barbaric sport of
that's awesome.
Of like sort of football type soccer. They have this like soccer ball and they have these teams and they have to go and get the ball to the other side into this netting area, and you can hold it with your hand like a football.
Okay.
Kind of like
rugby.
Like
a rugby, yeah.
But it looks like a soccer ball, man. And
is it made out of like a leather, like an animal material?
Yeah, it looks more like a soccer ball when you see it.
Okay.
But the crazy thing about it is you have guys that have to go and score their positions, but the defenders can defend their guys by any means necessary. I mean, fighters, man.
What do you mean any means necessary?
Like these guys are literally fighting and submitting players, like beating you down, legs, kicks, elbows, headbutts, knees, submission moves.
So
like,
what you're telling me is these are some bad motherfuckers.
Yes, they are.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, these guys look like their faces are made of stone. Man.
Oh man.
And they do this for a living, like this, and they have jobs, like not for they don't get paid, like they got jobs, dude. And these guys come over here and volunteer to just do this sport, man.
Wait, they're not getting paid?
Some of them, I guess it's like getting popular now, whether it's happening. But dude, for a while, these guys were just doing it, like just to keep it alive. And it was like, oh my gosh, I got glued in. It was wild, dude.
That's bananas.
These guys were like, oh, and you know me, I like trying weird shit. I almost was like, man, I think I would try that shit once, but I'd probably be knocked out.
I can see you, and with you're pretty athletic for an old man. I can see you running across the field with the ball and just like maybe you'll roundhouse kick somebody out of your way. I can just see it happening. Or you might do like one of those Mortal Kombat where you do that flip kick. You're just like running and you'll just do like a somersault, kick somebody out your way and just land on your feet and just keep on running.
I would probably have one of those like beginner's luck moments where, oh, these guys are defending me and like I'm getting through, right?
Right.
I got that thing where I see where I'm gonna score and I start having that face look where I'm like, I'm gonna make it, and then that's when I get forearmed right in the face, dude. And then I wake up with all these guys with beers in front of me, like, oh, that was a good time. And I was like, did we win?
Yeah, they're like, you were awesome, dude. You got knocked
nighttime.
Out, but it's awesome.
It was like 9 a.m. their time, and it was like I woke up at like 9 o'clock. It was like the sun was gone, and there was beers in front of me.
Dude, that sounds awesome. Are they televising this more often?
I don't know. They were trying to get this other fight thing going on with a different channel, but I don't think the deal went through because it was pretty wild. It's pretty violent, man.
I think America would like something like that because we love violent stuff.
It would probably definitely have to be like a pay-per-view event or something like that because they'd have to restrict it if everybody could see it. It was brutal, dude.
So there's a sport. When you talked about Scotland, it made me think of another sport besides. I believe it's the caber toss, but I could be wrong.
Right.
There's another one where they have to wear these special boots that have like daggers sticking out of the toes, and they shove the daggers into the ground to like support themselves, and they'll fling this ball that's on a chain, and they'll just swing it around their head and try to throw it as far as they can. And this ball probably weighs, I'm thinking 50, 60 pounds. It's not light. This is not for the faint of heart. These guys are badasses doing this. These guys are giants.
Yeah, you know that Olympic sport where they have that ball and chain thing they throw? That came from Scotland, and the one with.
Do they wear them boots though that I was talking about?
I don't remember, but they showed that on there. Them throwing the one with the chain,
yeah.
And then they showed the one where they threw the one with the ball on their shoulder. That is also an Olympic sport.
Yep.
It was awesome, dude. I recommend it. It was called Home Game. It was. I got glued in. Yeah.
Did they show that ultimate fighting that they do in Russia?
No, that's the one that was trying to get a deal here. It was like called Ultimate Fighting Champion,
Well,
not
it's like
not
4-on.
UFC's.
Isn't it like 4-on-4? It's like 4 dudes.
Yeah,
fight
5-on-5 or something like that. And they were all UFC style, like mixed martial artists. And the last guy, and like it was almost like British Bulldog type of deal where you would eliminate. Yeah, you would eliminate the guys, and your team just kept till the last guy was left, and that's how you'd win.
Honestly, I watched some of those kind of fights, and they were hard to stomach because it's brutal to watch like 1 or 2 dudes just get their asses stomped in because the rest of their teammates are knocked out, and
real
then
quick.
These 2 dudes are the left, and they got 5 dudes swarming on him, and you have one guy who'll just grab him and pin his arm back while another guy just blasts him in the mouth.
And they do have referees, like multiple refs, to like try to stop them before it gets too late. But I mean, you still have multiple guys beating you up, man. It's wild.
It's super hard to watch, but these guys also more just giant gladiators. These are guys that you want to like. If it's the end of the world, you want them as your friend because they're going to be able to help you out.
It's like what they do for fun, that size, the same guys here might be strong too, but they don't do what they do for fun. It was like those guys you hit in the face one time, and they were like, oh, good on you, mate. Try this one.
And
you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't going to happen.
These guys probably aren't ripped. They're probably like your regular Joe going and working in the factory, beer drinking gentleman, but they've just been beat in the face so many times. They're like, oh, all right. All right, mate.
Like
Hit
them,
me again.
like them soccer hooligan teams, like those guys. Those guys had teams in that Russian sport thing you're talking about. They had their own teams in there.
Yeah.
And dude, it was brutal, man. But it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
The only way I could put it in American terms, it would be that everyone from Russia and everyone from Eastern Europe or Western Europe, right? No, it's Eastern Europe. Everyone from Russia and everyone from Eastern Europe is basically like a hockey player. That's the only way I can make America understand.
If you would compare them, I would say our nowadays hockey, not even, I would say like
80s hockey player.
90s, 80s hockey player.
Yeah, where our hockey players were badasses and we had the defenders and
Those
stuff.
were our guys where you could hit in the face and he'd be like, oh, is that all you got?
That's everybody in Russia and Eastern Europe.
Our hockey players would be like, hold these teeth real quick, and they'd go bust that ass.
That's a soccer hooligan right there. That's a regular day for a soccer hooligan.
Like we would send our Bob Probert over there to play that game.
Right.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Oh, man, that's bananas. But, yeah, that's cool, man. I'm going to have to check that out. What was it called again?
Home game.
Home game. All right, home game.
Home game?
Home game? Yay. Say it again.
Home game?
Yay. Having fun with the sound effects. That's cool, man. That's
you always
really
gotta,
cool.
you gotta leave room for the sound effects.
So
just put that little extra zing on things.
So, we were talking about driving earlier. I opened the show with a little, and I saw the most. See, I can't put any kind of. Before I get into that, somebody told me the other day I can't even say racial slurs about myself. That's offensive for me to racially slur or even make fun of myself. And I wanted to tell them to go drown themselves.
They'll cancel you.
Because that just doesn't make any sense. If I want to pick on myself, that's my own prerogative. But, we'll go back to this. Driving.
Self-humility is a lost art.
No shit. It really is. So I'm driving. The wife and I are, we're driving. I believe we're coming back from the grocery store. And I look out the passenger side, front viewport of the vehicle, and I see this other vehicle, small sedan, maybe small car, one of those little four-banger motor cars, and it had these flares on the wheel wells that you would normally see on a pickup truck or a Jeep. And I thought, who in the hell puts wheel well flares on a Chevy Cobalt? That's I don't think it was a Chevy Cobalt, but basically this is the type of car we're talking about. Honda Civic, Chevy Cobalt, something in that realm. A Toyota Corolla. This is what we're talking about here, people. And they put wheel well flares on it, and they didn't rivet them on. It looked like they just put deck screws in it to put it on.
And that's how you know you're from Michigan, baby. That's what we do around here. we make an Escort a 4x4. We will make that little sedan an all-wheel drive, full-wheel crossover vehicle. We made the crossovers. I remember when I was a kid, they would have these little Escorts. And they had these little 15-inch or 12-inch Dayton gold rims on them. They look like roller skates. And now they put an 8-inch lift on that car and make it 4-wheel drive. It'd be like a little 4x4, like, now they do that shit. But yeah, they look like little roller skates. Like if like the Hulk came through and needed some skates.
It was bananas, and it had 4 tires on it. Well, the 2 tires that I could see, they looked like original donuts. They didn't have any what's that thing in the center that makes it look decorative? The plastic
like
piece.
The hubcap.
Yeah, it didn't have the hubcap. It just looked like a donut. You would pull out like a 10. What are those? 10 inches? 12 inches?
I don't even know. They're like about 3 inches
tiny.
wide.
Yeah,
you got like about 2 days with that tire.
That's what they were riding on all 4 tires.
They say you got about like 50 miles on them or some shit, and everybody will drive those for like months around.
Oh
here.
yeah. That's how it works in Michigan. You get a donut and you're driving that bad boy around for life.
We'll ride that tire till it goes away.
Oh man, but yeah, who like I'm just saying, stupid car modifications. Can I say stupid? Am I allowed to say that word too?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh my god.
We'll find out.
Canceled.
Talking about they wouldn't even promote my Google ad.
Dude, tell me about it. But we'll get into that
Oh
later.
man, it's funny though, them funny modifications. Like they say like, okay, the car already isn't fast. It's already like, let me put it this way. The car's already not a fast car. It might look like a fast car, but it's not a fast car. Just because you put that little muffler on there, it sounds like your car's taking a shit. Does not make your car any fucking faster. No. It's still the same car.
And it's not even measured in horsepower. You got 95 gerbil power.
And if that car with that shitty fucking muffler, the same slow fucking car that looks like a fast car, you put a big ass fucking fin on it, you just added more weight to your not fast car. It's just going to sound even louder when that thing's like trying to fucking drive something. Sounds like you're on a boat.
Yeah, that little Toyota Corolla that you got the spoiler on is powered by 102.
Hey, I gotta say that Corolla is faster than that car you're talking about because it's even a slower car than
Come
that.
on, it's got 102 Yorkie power. Okay,
for real.
It doesn't have horsepower. It's
got that Flintstone bare feet power, like you're a hole in the bottom, like you guys on the bottom just.
You know, you decided to put the red light beam on the front, thinking that you're in that one TV show Knight Rider. Nah, you ain't that fast.
You got to replace the cheese in the back for the little hamsters in the wheel back there trying to keep the motor running. They run the AC. They run the AC and electronics.
300 gerbil power. That's all you got.
I need some G's.
It goes from 0 to 60 in 3 hours.
That's what that G-Force movie's about, them gerbils. It wasn't about that. It was about a little secret code about animals being your fucking car's battery power.
Yeah, basically. It's ridiculous. I love it when they put them giant spoilers on a little ass fucking I don't even know what. I can't even
think. A hidden message in a children's film.
Like a Honda Civic. You know, I saw once, I'm going to tell you what. All right, I don't know how much NASCAR you watch, but on NASCAR, they got the flap on the roof.
Watched zero.
Okay.
I watched maybe highlights, but because of the races are too long for me.
So on NASCAR, on the roof of the cars, they have these little baffles that'll flip up if the car goes sideways or whatnot. It's an anti-flip thing, okay? So the car doesn't roll. I saw somebody's Chevy Cobalt or some piece of shit like that with those on the roof. And they had the tires pushed out, so they had, I don't know what they call that, where they pushed it out to make the span.
To me, it looks like a roller skate.
Yeah, so like it sits wider, and they had these fat, thick tires on it. And when I saw him hit the gas, this was the hilarious thing. He hit that gas, and the motor went, and he went nowhere. I was like, dude, let the clutch out. He's like, the clutch is out.
Right? I know.
I know. Yeah, that was that guy.
You hate those motherfuckers.
Oh my god.
Like, look, man, just a little bit over. I got it.
Right.
No, look, if you don't, something's up. Look, I know. Look, you're gonna drop that on this old lady. I know.
Or they'll just take their hat off and throw it on the ground because they're so pissed off from you telling them what to do. It's like, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to suggest you.
We're trying to help you.
Trying to prevent you from causing a catastrophe.
Help me to help you. So earlier you were talking about people passing out. Like, have you ever seen?
Oh yeah, people passing out.
What are some of the funniest things you've seen when you've been at a party and the one who passes out first, the drunk person, whoever the fuck it is? Like, what were some of the funniest things you've seen?
Okay, so this one guy passed out. We tried our hardest to stack as many empty beer cans on him as we possibly could.
Nice.
And we got 3 cases. That's 24 beers in a case, in case you guys don't know the math. 3 cases of beers stacked on him because he was so passed out. and he finally moved. Like, we had all gone to bed. Like, he did not move this whole time. We had all gone to bed. We finally, we had enough. We passed out. He says he woke up in the middle of the night and moved, and all this shit fell on top of him, and he had like a full-blown panic attack because he had no idea what was going on.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it was hilarious.
There was this one guy, we was at a party, my buddy got there. It was like one of our friends, like the first kid in an apartment, so now that's like the party spot, you know. So we're all chilling and partying and drinking our asses off, and everybody's leaving, and we're all going to make a beer run for more beer. And our buddy gets out there, and he comes out on the porch, and he's got his shirt off, and he's already in that woo stage, you know what I'm saying? So he gets out on the porch and yells some shit like, I don't even remember, like kind of like that Almost Famous movie where he's like, "I'm a golden god," like some kind of shit. He's like, blah, blah, blah. We don't even know what he said. So he falls face first into the parking lot of this apartment right off the porch, and it's like it was like maybe a 2-foot step, like a 2-step down, but he falls like straight down on the asphalt, man. Plow, face down. He don't even move. Everybody goes over there, and one guy jumps out the car and runs over to him, and he's like, "He's breathing." And we're like, "Cool." And he takes his coat off and lays it on him, and we go get the beer.
Nice.
We came back, he was still there with a couple more jackets on him.
That's fantastic. Now, did you ever do the put their hand in water? Did you ever do that and make them piss themselves?
We used to shaving cream. Did that either. We did the shaving cream in the hand.
That's a good one.
We did a lot of that. We did a lot of shrink wrapping. We'd shrink wrap a bunch of people's legs, or shrink wrap them to the couch, or shrink wrap them to their bed, or whether they were sleeping on the chair, and shit like that. We would, if they were really passed out, we would make them wake up in a weird location, like in the backyard or wherever we could get them before they would wake up.
So one time it was just me and my
boy,
y'all. And this was back in the day, and him and I are partying real hard. We he passed out on my stairs to go upstairs. He just literally sat down on the stairs and passed right out. So I'm highly inebriated, and I thought it would be funny to put toothpaste on him.
Nice.
It wasn't very nice because so I put toothpaste on his face, and I can't remember where else, but it was on his facial area. Okay. So he wakes up in the middle of the night, and I had my sleeping bag draped over the banister at the top of the stairs to dry out because I had gone camping the previous weekend. So I was just letting it air out. So he used that to wipe his face off in the middle of the night, not thinking because he was still drunk when he woke up. So my sleeping bag ended up with toothpaste all over it. Sweet. And it was on his face so long that it burned him. So I guess the mint or whatever else they put in there, it will burn your skin if you leave it on too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like the fluoride or something?
Yeah, whatever it was. So he had these little burns on his face. So he got me back. I totally forgot about it. He did not. And
hell yeah, you guys turned him into Freddy Krueger for a little bit. You guys like Freddy Krueger, and he got burned his face like, "No, you guys are mine."
So I decided at another party that we were having that I needed to take a short cat nap in my lazy boy. And it wasn't my choice. It just kind of happened that way. And so he antiqued me. And I don't know if you guys know what that is. But that's when somebody takes a handful of flour and throws it in your fucking face while you're sleeping.
Poof.
That was funny. I remember it hit me in the face. And I'm like, I went like this and went, like, swiped the shit out of my eyes. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And then I literally did nothing else. I got up and I went in my room, closed the door, and went to sleep. I woke up with fucking flour all over my pillow, all in my bed.
Nice.
He's like, that's payback. I was like, that was good payback. I appreciated that. I wasn't even mad or nothing.
I remember one dude woke up one time. I wasn't at this party. This was at a party I was not at, unfortunately. I guess they put mustard inside the sleeves of his jacket.
Wow.
And stuff like that. So I guess when he got ready, and his shoes too, I guess. So
oh, man.
When he went to leave and got ready, he got all fucking crazy angry.
So speaking of shoes, that's actually a thing. Filling a shoe with beer and then drinking the beer out of a shoe. It's called a shoey.
Yep.
I just saw a video about that. I think it was either yesterday or earlier today. That's weird. Why would you want to do that?
I have no idea.
Why would you want to take someone's sweaty, stinky, bacterially infested footwear and then pour a perfectly good beverage into it and then drink it out of that? Why? Why would you do that?
There's other cures for bad breath.
There's many, many other cures. Bubble gum works great.
Yeah.
Mints and Mentos are fantastic.
They have commercials.
Cures.
Dirty mouth.
Yeah.
You know, chew some shit.
Yeah. Chew some shit.
There's also other cures for athlete's foot. Alcohol isn't always the go-to sport. The way to go.
If you're going for the stinkiest to stinky, just grab a dog turd then. If that's how you want to cure your bad breath.
Call it a pooey.
Oh, that's a good one.
Instead of the shoey, call it a pooey.
Call it a pooey. You got to do a pooey. Drop that turd in your beer and drink it. Do a pooey.
There you go.
There you go, kids. There you go, you kiddies. There's a new one for y'all. Do the pooey.
Want some shock and awe? Do the pooey.
So that's the pooey. You drop a dog turd in your beverage, and you got to drink it. And that's a first you've heard on the Ment Event broadcast.
Well, I don't know if you heard about that dude. Oh, yeah, actually, I showed you that video, that shoplifter that got busted. And my man got all crazy and took his pants out, took his pants down.
We have to talk
pulled
about
out his wiener. My man was busted shoplifting, told these guys, I ain't got nothing after they took all the stuff from him and kicked him out the store. He stops in the doorway, drops his pants out, exposes himself from the front and the back. He decided to give you all the back and the front, like wow. And then so another shopper decides to walk in while this guy's ranting naked.
Now, mind you, this shopper is a big gentleman. He's a portly gentleman like myself.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He was a big feller.
And he looked like he needed some stuff from the store.
He looked like he needed a sandwich.
He was so determined.
He needed a big gulp and a sandwich.
So he walks in the door, taps my man on the shoulder, and he's like, pardon me. And then swat, and he drops my man on the ground.
And it was a polite tap. It was one of those,
excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Because the guy even turned around with his pants down, and he turned around even all nicely. He was like,
Yeah, it was like a, yes? How may I help you? And then he went.
Yeah, put him out, man. Starched him. And then he goes up to the counter. He goes, can I shop now? And the guy on the security cam was like, yeah, you can shop now.
Yeah. You can have all you want. You portly gentleman.
It was crazy, too, man, because the guy looked super, he looked really dark. Like, he looked super tan, super dark in the video. And then after he got punched, when the video came in, he looked lighter. Like, he looked like a super, he just went 40 shades lighter. Like, he just knocked some shades off him.
That guy punched him so hard, he punched the darkness off him.
For real. He punched the culture out of him.
Or you could say he punched the lightness into him. Either way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
He changed color from that impact of his fist.
It was crazy, man. If you watch the video, if you guys can check it out.
That's all. Listen,
guy gets busted and starched.
Listen. You get in between a big boy and some food, bad things are going to happen. I can tell you right now. I understood from the perspective of that gentleman. He came to the door, and he probably was like, man, he probably was rolling up. He's cruising in his car. He's like, man, I'm hungry. I'm going to go get me something to eat. I'm going to get me a nice cold pop. I'm going to get me a nice sandwich.
Sometimes you don't got that long lunch break. You're in a hurry.
Or maybe he thought maybe that was one of them kind of places that sells them taquitos, and he was probably like, oh, yeah, I can get 2 taquitos for like a couple bucks. Maybe I'll get 4 taquitos. Maybe I got them chicken taquitos with ones that are spicy. I know what he's talking about. So he's like, I'm going to get me some of that.
Yeah, so then he's walking to the door, and he's like, who's this naked man in the doorway when I'm on my short lunch break? I only get 30 minutes. I mean, I'm already using 12 on the way to the store. Yep. So he walked in the door, excuse me, skapalak. Molly whopped him, went over there, I got to get my food. Can I shop? And he was like, yes. And he went and shopped, did his thing.
Exactly. You don't want to get between a big boy and some food. That's not a good thing. It's just going to be bad news for you.
You don't want to get in front of anybody on a short lunch break when they got to get their lunch.
Absolutely.
You will test some patience.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think was going through this guy's mind? So was he actually shoplifting?
Yeah, I guess he was. And when they took the stuff from him, he said he didn't have anything else, and that's when he pulled his pants down. And
so he decided that he found it to be very effective to whip out his front and back genitalia to show them, hey, I don't have anything on me. That seems a little odd.
Yeah, he was
do you think
an exhibitionist.
Do you think he was high on them druggies?
Who knows, man?
I'm thinking
there was so many possibilities of what could have happened. Yeah, so I got some fun facts. I was looking on the interweb.
Oh, on that inner screen?
I was looking on the line.
On that cable?
Yeah.
On that computer stuff?
And I thought it would be funny to find the definition or the medical term for the word butt crack.
What is the medical term for butt crack?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly, but it was gluteal cleft.
Gluteal cleft.
Something like that, yeah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. It's something like that.
The crevical gluteal cleftius maximus.
So that sucks. That's where that term, when you got a butt chin, that's where cleft chin came from, because it's another cleft.
So if you got, when they say
like John Travolta,
and then they say you've got a cleft palate,
you got a butt palate.
You got a butt palate.
You got one of them butt palates.
Gluteal cleft. I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to say, why don't you get that gluteal cleft all up out of my ocular sight?
Yeah. You better watch out before that you cause injury to your gluteal cleft.
Yeah, I'm going to take my size 10.5 and shove it in your gluteal cleft.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Cause an avalanche.
And then I'm not going to smell it because I don't want that stank all over my nostrils.
That's crazy. What about cleft note?
A cleft note. That's interesting. So does that mean it's like a split?
Yeah, obviously.
It's got to be a split. So it's not a gluteal cleft. Oh, you could call a fart a gluteal cleft note.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
That's good.
You know, it's that low bass tone that
you
comes
should be able to call it that. You should.
Yeah, it comes out your gluteal cleft. So it's that low bass note. You know what I'm saying? That rumbler that coming out your gluteal cleft.
That rumbler from down under that causes that unannounced thunder. Speaking of that, you ever see how people try to hide their gas? You ever notice that? Like when people you see them do them weird antics to try to hide their farts.
Yeah, those guys are funny.
Like I told you one time, my sister told me that, or not her, but her old boyfriend a long time ago when she was in high school before she was married and all that. Said that he'd pretend he would play a football game to run away from her. Like he'd do a football play, and that's how he'd run away from her to fart. He'd be like, 42, and like run out 10 yards and go fart and come back.
That's interesting. I have noticed that people will try to stand in a position, and it's almost like they're trying to position their butt cheeks so that they won't clap together to make that fart sound. So you get that quiet fart.
Well, what about them people that hope like the chair cushion is enough fabric to soak it in, and then when they're sitting there and they readjust is when they push it out the cushion, and then they just start like everybody thinks that like about 2 people around you farted, and that's when you can stare around and be like, it was them too. You could be like.
So I had this happen to me in, I want to say it was either junior high. It wasn't high school because we had plastic chairs. In high school, we had wooden chairs. These were plastic. And I let a fart out, and I thought it was going to be quiet. You know those door stops that are on a spring?
Yeah.
Okay, it sounded like you took that and just let it bounce against the plastic chair. It went.
Nice.
That was my fart.
Dude, every time you try to hold it and fight it, sometimes you just got to let it go because, dude, like if you do, that's when it's the worst. When you try to hold it back is when it's going to let its like full force like you've never seen before.
It was wild, and I was so embarrassed. Now I will fart, and I will just let you know.
Sometimes you just got to let it go. Otherwise, you're going to sound like Evel Knievel popping wheelies.
Yeah. I will give you a heads up, too. Like, hey, I'm about to fart. You might want to stand over there or something like that.
For real.
Did you guys smell that one I let loose in front of the fan the other day?
No.
Okay, I'm good.
But I'm just saying, like, you got to let it go. Otherwise, it's going to be worse. It's going to be you're setting yourself up for an even worse disaster.
When we used to work at the sweatshop, I would do that all the time. So the managers, because it'd be so hot in there, but the managers would be by the computers, and they would have about 13 fans on them to keep their area cool, and we would get nothing. We would get jack squat. So I would go close to their area, and I would fart into the fan, hoping that it would get to their nostrils.
Nice.
And it would work because I would crop dust their area. Like they'd have these row of fans. I would just crop dust them fans.
Sweet.
And they'd get sucked in, and I would see them.
That was his own chemtrails.
I would see them get that look on their face, get all scrunched up. What is that nastiness? And I'd be gone by then. You know, I just did a flyby like my man Tom Cruise in what was that movie? Top Gun.
Right.
I just what does he call it? I just
buzzed the tower.
Yeah, I just buzzed the tower. That would be like a crime against humanity. You would get all them little social justice warriors. They'd be all up in arms trying to, chemically castrate you or whatever it was. They probably want to cut your butthole out and sew it shut.
But if you're trying to hold one back, you're risking the sense of creating clappers.
Yes.
You'd be like sitting there like, oh shit, it's gonna go into a plop plop plop.
Then
you're way worse.
The more you try to confine that fart, that gas, because it wants out. It wants to get out.
That's the reason for it.
Yeah, it's trying to escape you. It's trying to relieve the pressure. The more you try to hold it in, the worse you're making it.
Once we can get past judging people for their gastronomical fortitude, or however you would describe a gigantic whisker biscuit. So you got to respect, once we can get past these simple differences, that's the first step in a lot of other things.
When we can get beyond somebody floating their stinky cheese past your sinus cavities.
For real, when we can get by those crazy rotten egg silent but deadlies.
An SBD.
We can get through a lot of other things.
If you can live through an SBD, you can live through anything.
Yes, and that's an SBD.
That's
not
right.
TD. That's a whole other topic.
That's a whole nother topic. And you know what? They don't call them that anymore.
Oh.
They're not STDs. They're,
Once again, we don't even know.
They're STIs now. Sexually transmitted infection. Wait, I'm going to get off topic here because this kind of piqued my curiosity. So a bunch of smart people sat in a room, and one day somebody said, I don't want to call it a sexually transmitted disease.
I got to say, you just sound like a reverend or one of them televangelists that I see on TV all the time right there.
Well, maybe I am the reverend.
Because one of these devilistic new techniques I saw spoke my curiosity.
The Reverend One Take Will here, he was curious about this topic of conversation, and he had to ponder it for a fine minute. Who in their right mind would sit down and go, you know what, folks? We're not going to call it a sexually transmitted disease. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to call it a sexually transmitted infection. Can I get an amen?
We won't accept your devilish techniques around here.
But who does that? Who does that?
That's weird. Who's their job? Like, we're going to just change it now to this.
Because I think they could hire us. We would do just fine. We'll come up with new ways of saying stuff. That's fine. Pay me. I can figure that shit out. And I barely got a college degree on anything.
Like, for real. Rename bad credit. That's real simple.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
You fucked up.
Or if you're about the bad words and everything, messed up.
Counterintuitive.
Ain't right. Real simple.
You're not good with money.
No good. Simple.
Your greenback's ability is null and void.
Nice try.
Damn, you really got it down to 2 words.
Better luck next time.
Okay.
I got a fun fact about Japan, not China.
Oh, okay. That's all right. They're little island cousins.
Yeah, so in Japan, apparently, there's a shortage of ninjas.
What?
So they have ninjas there, but apparently the ninjas that they've been acquiring haven't been properly trained ninjas. So they need, like, official licensed ninjas. So, like, if anybody knows anybody, you know any official, like, I thought
wait a minute.
We did talk about that before.
I know
and that's the reason I brought it up.
Candidate for your ninja shortage issue, and that would be my beautiful wife.
That's what I'm talking about. You see, like, that one day she woke you up and freaked you out when she had her ninja costume on.
My wife is a full-blown ninja, and she is awesomely trained in Hong Kong Fu Kuchuju.
So, yeah.
Can you say that 3 times fast?
Whatever that means, that last part wasn't anti-Semitic, just so you guys know.
Anti-Semitic?
Yeah,
no, it was not anti-Semitic at all.
It wasn't. Don't cancel it.
Yeah, don't cancel me. But
they are accepting applications for certified, properly trained ninjas because there's a big-time shortage. They need real ninjas. These other ninjas ain't the real ninjas. They're like trying to get guys off UFC and shit, and they might be able to scrap and submit you and tackle you and roll you around, look like they're having sex with you,
but they're not real ninjas.
Ass, but you ain't no real ninja.
You ain't real ninja.
They're still gonna hear you walk in the room.
Do you know why they're not real ninjas? Because unlike a lot of these other ninjas who claim to be ninjas, my wife went to the school of Hong Kong Fooey.
Well, that's crazy.
And that's how she learned to become a ninja. Was straight up from Hong Kong Fooey.
But they need some ninjas, and so if anybody knows any ninjas, they're taking applications in Japan. Just bring your certifications, your ninja license, your ninja ID.
Your ninja ID.
And I think they got to fit you in for your ninja shoes.
Well, you need your cowl. You need the cape, or not the cape, the cowl. You know, the little thing that goes over your head. And you need the balaclava. I don't know if that's what they call it, but it seems right.
You got to show all your climbing techniques. You got to have a DVD video. Maybe set up a channel on YouTube to have a link. Set up a link so they can see your skills.
You need to be able to do ninjas. A double backflip and then run up a wall.
We need some ninjas out there.
You need a double backflip, run up a wall, if that makes any sense. And you need to be able to shoot flies out of the air with your throwing stars.
I wonder if they're like recruiting guys from American Ninja Warrior.
I don't know, but I think them guys would be good at it.
We'll see.
Them guys are superhuman, I think. I love watching that show.
Great show.
I like the direction they've gone, but when it was just from Japan, when they would just do American Ninja Warrior in Japan, it was just called Ninja Warrior.
Right.
they had some comedy aspects to it.
Was my favorite because they had American guys talking over the original.
Yes.
And it was that was I think gave it its big appeal to the masses.
It was
then once
hilarious.
They let you in, they just kind of took that part away, but that was so entertaining.
They need to do that now. They need to bring back some of that comedy of it because that was really entertaining.
They did a remake of The Vacation, National Lampoon's. It was supposed to be Rusty was supposed to be the kid. You know, he's grown up and takes his kids to Wally World or whatever.
Okay.
And there was a part that reminded me of that because they got this weird rent-a-car from the Middle East. It was like some car
just
that was
like in the original movie.
Yeah, so they had this weird car. It was like all this weird technology on it, and
they couldn't figure out how to work it or something.
But the GPS switched languages, and it sounded like one of the announcers from the original American Ninja Warrior, where he was yelling like "Oh, the nose!" Like during the whole movie, he was yelling at him, and it just reminded me of the original, American Ninja Warrior when they had the original announcers on there.
Wow,
it was so funny, dude. And so every time I see that movie, that part brings me back to the OGs of American Ninja Warrior.
That's fantastic. Yeah, hit us with another one.
There's a McDonald's on every continent except for Antarctica.
That's interesting. I guess it would make sense. Wouldn't it be hard to ship McDonald's stuff to Antarctica?
I'm just saying, like, then they wonder why they want to raise from there. Like, they're making money.
That's crazy.
They're globalized.
Could you imagine eating soggy French fries in Antarctica?
I don't think they'd be soggy at all.
I don't really care for McDonald's French fries, but I know a lot of people who do.
I'm a fan. I like them.
Yeah.
I like them.
I know a particular female who has an affinity for them. She likes them a lot.
Yes, sir.
Female.
But yeah, there's one in every place but there. I wonder why. They're probably just not a fan. Maybe they're Burger King fans or something. Who knows?
So are you trying to tell me South America has a McDonald's?
Yep.
Jamaica has a McDonald's?
Yep.
Are you trying to tell me, sitting to the right of me, you're going to sit there with a straight face and tell me Madagascar has a McDonald's?
I don't know if Madagascar does, but the continent that it's on does.
That's wild. So you can go...
Every continent.
So we can take a trip to Mongolia and get some McDonald's.
Whatever continent that's on, there's probably a McDonald's on that continent.
That's bananas.
So you can see where Genghis Khan was while you're eating a Big Mac.
Whoo, there you go. I'm talking about that.
You can go look at the pyramids while you're drinking a milkshake.
I know I learned from a famous actor that if you go to Europe, you can get McDonald's and order a beer inside the McDonald's.
That would be awesome.
I'm telling you, that's only in Europe, not here in America.
That would rock.
In America, they don't like that kind of thing.
So everybody would give up on nobody would give a damn about the McRib if you can get a beer at Mickey D's.
That's true. That's true. A McBeer, you can McBur me.
That's right.
So, that's crazy. I can't believe it. So, Russia? What about Alaska? Can I get a McDonald's in Alaska?
I'm sure there probably is if there's one on the continent that it sits on.
Iceland? Iceland has got McDonald's?
I don't know. Where's Iceland?
Iceland is to the right of Greenland.
It possibly has one.
Iceland would be...
They said every continent except Antarctica.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Do you know if you're traveling 60 miles per hour and you sneeze, they say that your eyes are closed for an average of 50 feet.
Whoa.
Think about that. Put that in your brain. Let it percolate.
I wonder how many accidents have been caused because those 50 feet you couldn't see nothing.
Those determine the stop or go scenario between you hitting somebody or not hitting somebody.
Yeah, 50 feet's a lot when you're going 60 miles an hour.
I don't know how accurate it is, but it's a scientific experiment that they did.
I guess it makes sense, so they're saying the recovery time is, like when you sneeze, what are they saying? Like your eyes are closed for like 2-3 seconds, maybe?
I don't know that, but the entire time that your eyes are closed and that sneeze time and you're going 60 miles per hour,
that covers 50 feet.
They say on average that that blink covers 50 feet.
That's bananas. Well, if you figure 60 miles an hour, that's a mile a minute. Or no, right? No, that's not right. Is that right?
It could be. Yeah, 60 minutes.
Yeah, 60 minutes. It's a mile a minute. So that's so many feet. Maybe that's
5,000. You'd have to break that down a lot.
Yeah,
that'd be a big problem.
That's too much math.
We need a pencil and paper.
I'm going to need a calculator. Give me that graphing calculator. Give me that TI-83.
I'm old school. Give me a pencil and paper.
I'm going to need an abacus and maybe some extra fingers.
Yeah, some toes and fingers.
I don't have enough fingers and
some
toes.
Some pennies to count on.
An abacus. I like the abacus in a pencil. Oh,
yeah, that's
man.
wild, ain't it? It's wild to think about.
That's scary when you think about it.
It almost makes me want to pull over when I got to sneeze.
Yeah. So people, especially, you think about it, if you're older, it probably takes you. Maybe you go 100 feet. If you're 95 years old and you sneeze.
Yeah, maybe when you're older, your sneeze is slower. Slower. It's snower. You snore when you sneeze when you're older.
You snore when you sneeze.
Yeah, but it's probably like a lot slower when you're older. You're probably like,
yeah, and your eyes are closed the whole time.
And then your eyes probably closed for about 140 feet.
That's what I was going to go 150, but yeah, you undercut me by 10 feet. Bad. That's all good. That's all good. I'm thinking that could be a possibility.
And not to mention the slew of saliva you shoot on your windshield.
Blech. I know. Have you seen that before? I usually get it all over my steering wheel.
My thing I used to hate before all this craziness was going on, I'd be in the store and you had that sunbeam coming in some of the stores.
Oh, and you could see the sneeze.
And you would see somebody else sneeze and you see that cloud of just like that misty spray, and you see the other person just walk through with their car like nothing.
Yeah, it's like somebody took like 4 things of Windex and just squirted them all at once.
Or just little kid in that little chair of the shopping cart has his pacifier out his mouth like it's a sword as he walks through on the shopping cart and just sticks it all up in it.
That's how things.
And then he's like, plop.
That's how the la-la gets spread, everyone, through them sneezes.
The sneezes.
The sneezes. So you're going to get your la-la.
You all made it all like fun sounding. Everybody have a sneezes.
Everyone have your sneezes. You're going to get the la-la.
It sounded like you said sneeze ass. Sneeze ass. Well, we want to thank everybody for watching this. We appreciate you guys watching. And if you guys like what you're seeing, please hit us with a like and a subscription because we really appreciate it.
And once again, if you don't like it, show it to somebody who might like it. Help spread the word. We're just trying to get bigger here. We're just a small organization trying to grow.
And that's right. And you can send any kind of ideas or submissions or crazy stories to me and Will you can reach me at TheRealHeim1 on Instagram.
And you can reach me on Instagram at OneTakeWill. And go ahead, send your crazy ideas and stories and videos, and they might make it on the show. You never know.
That's right. And this has been another episode of
Meant
to
Vent.
And we're out of here.
Later, everyone.